YouTube! Today in the Naughty Librarian, I'm bringing you a little book haul. So I have obviously collected a few more books along the way. As I do, I can't stop. I pre-order things. It's not a bad problem to have, I guess. But anyway, let's get into all of the new books I have been collecting recently. First things first, I have Moon Called by Patricia Briggs, and this was sent to me from my wish list by my lovely subscriber Myra. Thank you so much for sending this to me. Patricia Briggs is one of those urban fantasy authors that everyone tells me I should read, and I just haven't done it yet. But in my defense, I did try to read one once. I tried to read Alpha and Omega, but there was such a bigger world before that book it's a spin-off of that I tried to start reading it and I was like, I don't understand anything that's happening, to a point where I was upset. But that's really kind of a me problem, not the book's problem. So I am excited to try this one. This is the Mercy Thompson series. Yeah, Mercy Thompson series. And I've heard amazing things. So it's urban fantasy. You're following Mercy Thompson. I do believe she is Indigenous. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm fairly certain she's an Indigenous woman. And also there's vampires, there's werewolves, and all kinds of spooky supernatural delights. And again, it's a series I've been meaning to read for so long. So thank you very much, Myra, for sending this to me. And can I say thank you again, Myra? She also sent me this copy of Rapsonic by Lauren Thalassa. And it was funny because I literally had this in my Amazon cart and I was about to buy it, and then an Amazon package came and it was this, and I was like, how did you know? So we're following this woman, Calypso, and she's a siren. So already I was like, okay, I love a siren. We don't get a lot of those in fantasy romance. And she has these beads. I guess every time she gets a favor, you have this bead, and then the only way to get rid of them is if you repay the favor. Someone calls in the favor. And so she has a whole bunch. She's like, I am just living on borrowed time. She's having a rough time. And there's this person, the bargainer, and he finally is coming to collect his debt. And I'm assuming it's sexy debt. It's supposed to be very smutty and fun. I believe Laura Thalassa also wrote Pestilence. Yeah, she wrote Pestilence, that Horsemen of the Apocalypse romance, which I read during the pandemic, which was not a good time to be reading it, but I digress. And this is a book I've really wanted to read. I wanted a good smutty paranormal fantasy romance, and this one I feel it'll give it to me. It's got fae warriors and something killing them, and then a siren, and then magical bargains and stuff. So it's got a lot of stuff. I'm my buzzwords are just going off here. I also pre-ordered The Dating Playbook by Farah Rashan. I absolutely loved The Boyfriend Project, the predecessor to this. And this is the next book of the series. I was like, yes, as soon as I pre-ordered it, I pre-ordered that shit. So this is Taylor and Jamar. Taylor is a sports therapist, physical therapist type of thing, and she needs money. She needs money bad. And then enter Jamar. He is a former NFL player, and he's like, hey, I need back into the NFL, but I need physical therapy. So me and you, we're going to work together. The only caveat here is that people can't know I'm getting physical therapy because it'll hurt my chances of getting back into the NFL. And inevitably, they're going to get caught together. And this is where the fake dating saga ensues, because, they have to have a reason why they're together, and that it can't be physical therapy. So she's like, oh, we were dating. I'm his girlfriend. Look at me, girlfriend of the year here. So then they have a fake dating situation, physical therapy. There's going to be a lot of rub downs. And I'm into it. So yes, I really, really liked the previous book of this. I wanted to go on with the series. I think there's going to be at least one more book in the series, and I'm loving it so far. I'm hoping book 2 is equally as fun as book 1 was. Another book I pre-ordered was The Sisters of Reckoning by Charlotte Nicole Davis. This is the sequel to The Good Luck Girls, which, by the way, if you have not read, what are you doing with your life? The Good Luck Girls is, frankly, chef's kiss phenomenal book. And finally, now we have a sequel to it. And the premise of The Good Luck Girls, it's a dash of fantasy western, essentially. There's this the Good Luck Girls are basically, it's forced prostitution. They are in a brothel. They did not choose to be there. They have this tattoo that brands them as, a member of a, good luck house. And a bunch of these girls managed to escape. However, escaping is not easy. They got people coming after them. Also, there's creepy ghost wraith creatures in the woods. So there's magic involved here. Also, they rob banks around town because why not? You're already on the run, you might as well rob some banks along the way. And the thing I liked about the book so much is that the sisterhood between the characters, because, you know, they've all been forced through the same trauma and it kind of bonds them in a very unique way, and all the characters are very different people, but like their love for each other was just incredibly written. So now, hey, here we are, book 2, and it's continuing on the story. I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm kind of excited about it. I'm assuming, you know, the girls are all gonna get back together again, and they're gonna, like, you know, fight for freedom and equality and all that kind of stuff. And also, I'm just really excited. I think, like, the writing in book 1 was just it was amazing. So I'm just so excited to read this author's prose again, because oh my gosh, it's so good. Please go read The Good Luck Girls. I can't recommend it enough. It's so good. Sent to me by the publisher, I have Spin Me Right Round by David Valdez. So thank you very much, Bloomsbury, for sending me this. I am obsessed right now. This comes out in November, and I think November 2nd to be certain here. And it is kind of a Back to the Future inspired story, but also queer, and it's also very 80s, and I'm obsessed. We're following our main character Luis, and all he wants to do is go to prom with his boyfriend. And they don't allow this because back in the 80s there was this kid named Chaz, also gay. Something terrible happened to Chaz. I'm assuming, you know, hate crime. And so that's why they're like, no, you can't go to prom with your boyfriend, bad things happen. And so one day Luis gets hit on the head real hard and somehow wakes up in the 80s. So now he's back there, he meets Chaz. He's like, oh, I'm gonna try to make this better. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give Chaz his first kiss. It's gonna be better in the future, who knows? The thing is, the 1980s are horrible. People like to romanticize the 1980s, but they are so bad. Have you seen 80s movies? They're so problematic. They're very rapey, they're very racist, they're very anti-gay. Like, just watch them. I know they're good and we have the nostalgia for them, but like, look at them through today's lens and you're like, wow, this is not okay. So he's going back to that landscape and trying to navigate it with like a modern sensibility, but like things weren't that way yet in the 80s. So I'm excited for the whole Back to the Future aspect of this. I love Back to the Future. I also love, you know, it has like a message and it's gonna be queer, it's gonna be funny. I'm so into this. Thank you so much, Bloomsbury, for sending me this. I'm obsessed right now. Yes, coming out in November. You guys should check it out. Also sent to me by the publisher, I have Forrest Born by Elaine Audrey Becker. Thank you so much, Tortine, for sending me a copy of this. It sounds really cool. I love foresty magic books, and this one has a lot of foresty magic. We're following this young woman named Rora, and she's a shifter. She can change her appearance. She can change her, like, just how she looks. That's what shifters are, obviously. I don't need to describe that. But it's kind of a forest-born magic because these forests are just full of magical shit. And one day, this disease starts plaguing the kingdom. I feel like we all can relate to that a bit. And Rora's best friend, Finley, he's a prince, and he gets sick. And she's like, oh shit, we gotta fix Finley. He can't die. And the only cure for this disease they found is this rare element called stardust, and it's like a magical thing. They only find it in the deep forest. So she's like, okay, I said I wasn't going back to the forest because that's where I was from, and it's like magical, and people are not cool with magic all the time. But like, I'll go get it for you, Finley. So she's going off into the forest, and she's also going with Finley's older brother, and people are pursuing them, trying to, like, you know, stop this from happening. But she's like, hey, I gotta get stardust for Finley or he's gonna die. I'm not having this on my watch. I am very excited for it. I love foresty magic books. When they're done right, they're so fun. Like, I don't know what it is about leaves and magic, but it does it for me, like, in a way that, like, a lot of things don't do it for me. So again, thank you so much, Tortine, for sending me a copy. I am excited for this one. It comes out on August 31st, so it should already be out by the time this video goes live. And yeah, check it out. It sounds like a lot of fun. Alright, so those are just like a few books I've picked up recently. Of course, you know, I'm gonna get more books, like, I just do. But I did clean out a lot of my shelves, so, like, you know, progress. It's a balancing act, you know? Let me know in the comments down below, has there been a book that came out recently or is about to come out that you were super pumped about? What is it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, and if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon.